On behalf of all the independent girls worldwide, I'm here to say that we are tired.
Being hyper-independent is hurting you more than you think.
So I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are not strong, independent women out here.
I am just simply saying that I am tired of feeling in survival mode.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Why modern independent women aren't as happy as they claim to be. They've got the career, the apartment, the freedom, and the Instagram captions to prove it. So why are so many modern independent women secretly unfulfilled, overwhelmed, and constantly venting online? In this video, we break down the uncomfortable truth behind the "I don't need a man" era, and why it's not delivering the happiness it promised. From dating struggles to emotional burnout, we're unpacking the real reasons behind the mask of empowerment. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's dive right in.
Hey everybody, good morning. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are not strong, independent women out here. Okay? Like, we're not. We need men, okay? We do. That's just life. Honestly, it's time that we stop being like, I don't need a man, I can do it all by myself. No. Okay? No, honey. We need men out here, okay? We need love, we need peace, we need protection, we need provision, we need help, we need support. Okay? Men provide something for women mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally that nothing and no one else can.
Finally, some accountability and truth. She's saying what many modern women won't. Independence didn't bring happiness. And deep down, they do want love, protection, and partnership from men. The strong facade is cracking, and honesty like this is a breath of fresh air.
Being hyper-independent is hurting you more than you think. So to my ladies, when you heavily rely on yourself to do everything, you start to develop certain masculine characteristics that become very unattractive. And you may not even realize that you have inherited these characteristics because you think that being extremely independent is actually a good thing and actually protects you. When in reality, when you're being hyper independent, you're not allowing yourself to be in your feminine. You end up becoming more dominant and end up attracting people that are more likely to depend on you, which just ends up adding more stress to your life.
She finally gets it. Hyper-independence isn't strength, it's self-sabotage. The more masculine energy she gives off, the more she repels masculine men and attracts weak ones. Want a leader? Stop acting like one. Femininity isn't weakness, it's the balance men are craving.
The biggest scam ever is the idea of being an independent woman.
I'm thinking about, really truly looking into learning how to be a stay-at-home wife, because God knows that this can't get you like a good job. I don't have the mental fortitude to keep this up. I cannot. I am not. I wasn't built. I'm tired.
This is the collapse of the boss babe illusion in real time. After chasing independence, she's realizing the grind isn't freedom, it's burnout. Now she craves the very life she once mocked. Truth is, femininity was never the problem. The lie was that you didn't need a man.
The type of guys that are into a woman because of the fact that she's strong and independent is not because of the fact that she's smart or disciplined or goal-oriented. They like them because a life with that type of woman will mean one thing and one thing only, and that is that they can simply kick back and watch the girl run the show for them, the show that they're supposed to be running. They won't need to put as much effort into her because they know that she'll be able to carry the load all by herself. They literally get offended if someone says, I like you and I'm into you because you're so strong and independent. No, I'm weak as hell. I literally say that. I say that I'm weak as hell. I love depending on people. I love being taken care of. And I love getting help. I don't want to do everything by myself. I did that and it got me nowhere. I literally don't want to be known as the strong independent woman anymore because it left me exhausted. It made me resentful of, so no, I don't want you to like me because I'm strong and independent. I want you to like me because you feel like you have the ability to make a change in my life. to bring something to the table, to make my life easier.
Finally, the mask slips. The strong, independent woman persona was never sustainable. It was survival, not fulfillment. Now she's openly craving a man to lead, provide, and protect. And guess what? Men have always been ready for that, when women are willing to receive it.
On behalf of all the independent girls worldwide, I'm here to say that we are tired. In fact, let me speak for myself. I am tired. I'm tired of worrying about my own hair, worrying about paying for my own nails, worrying about what I'm gonna eat, paying for what I'm gonna eat, paying my bills, fixing my own car, paying my own rent, doing everything by myself. Like, I need someone to share my worries with. I need to be taken care of. Like, guys, I'm so exhausted. Like, the other day my car broke down and I had to call a mechanic by myself. I had to stay with the mechanic to fix the car by myself. I had to stay under the sun with the mechanic by myself. And I was just like, nah, this independent girl lifestyle is not for me, because why am I under the sun with my mechanic at 2 p.m. in the afternoon?
The independence era is collapsing under its own weight. After years of I don't need a man, now she's begging for one. Because the reality of doing it all alone isn't empowering, it's exhausting. This is what happens when comfort is traded for pride. Men knew it all along.
Yes, I fell for the okie doke. I was bamboozled. I was fooled. I grew up during a time when it was encouraged that women be independent. You know, have your own this, have your own that. You don't need a man, you're strong. And we fell for it. A lot of us fell for it. But I remember talking to a gentleman, even back then, and he was trying to explain to me how he did not think that that was going to work out for me so well. And I kind of just chuckled because, you know, I was living my life. Ha! You know what I'm saying? But he talked about an elevator. He was like, you know, it's like an elevator. You know, when you go in the elevator, it tells you the maximum capacity that that elevator is meant to hold. He said it doesn't mean that if you put more weight on it than it was made to hold, that it's going to break down immediately. But over a period of time, there's going to be a whole lot of wear and tear and a whole lot of maintenance issues. And it probably won't live the lifespan that the engineer intended it to have. Just like women, he said. It doesn't mean that you can't carry the weight for a short period of time, but what it does mean is that you were not intended to carry the weight for a long period of time. And when you do, you're going to have maintenance issues. You're going to have a lot of wear and tear, and you might not even have the lifespan that you could have had if you didn't carry all that weight. And I think about that now. I think about all the stories I hear where women are talking about how tired they are, and they wish they would have not fell into that trap, and they wish they would have had a life partner, and it just goes on and on. Women are tired. They realize that they were bamboozled, that we were bamboozled, and we fell into the agenda.
She finally said it. They were bamboozled. The strong, independent script promised freedom, but delivered burnout. Now she's realizing men were never the problem. They were the balance. Johnny warned her. She laughed. Years later, she's tired, alone, and finally saying, Johnny was right.
So, from such a young age, I have always been really hyper-independent, fiercely dependent on self, and I never ask anybody to do anything for me. Even when people try to do things for me, I'm like, no, because I don't want to put people out, and I don't want to be a burden. I know this is a pure contradiction for what I'm about to say, right? And I guess to an extent I have had a very much a feministic mindset, like, if you can do that, I can do that as well. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. I just feel like I believe I can do anything I want in life and nobody will stop me. So yeah, you could say that I'm actually quite feministic. I just want to make it clear that, see, girls that are like this, it's not a choice. We don't wake up one morning and decide, oh, I want to be so independent. It's forced on us. It's forced on us. And I am tired. I'm tired of it. Like, I could probably be like this for the next 40 years if I'm alive that long. And also, this isn't like a TikTok of me being a princess saying that I want someone to come into my life and just do absolutely everything for me. That would be very unnatural for me to allow anyway. I am just simply saying that I am tired of feeling in survival mode for so long. I'm tired. And this is actually just something that all the kind of independent girlies out there must feel, because in order to be fiercely independent, you must be in survival mode. And it's not all it's cracking out to be, let me tell you.
This is what hyper-independence really sounds like behind the Instagram quotes. Burnout, exhaustion, and finally admitting she wants help. Not because she needs a man, but because she's tired of pretending she doesn't. Survival mode isn't femininity, it's damage control. And men see it.
So I might regret this later, but is anyone else in this stage in their life where they're like, fuck being independent, fuck being single, sign me up for a motherfucking husband that can financially support me while I pursue my side gigs? So long story short, I got laid off and now I do 4 different part-time jobs that I've realized are way more fulfilling than what I ever used to do in corporate America. However, what is holding me back from really pursuing these part-time jobs is things like financial stability and having things like health insurance and a 401k and PTO. And I think all the time how I'm like, wow, if I just had a husband that I could jump on their health insurance, or maybe they could help financially support me right now while I pursue these side gigs, that would just be so freaking helpful. But being this independent woman I am, that's just impossible and makes pursuing these side gigs so much harder and risky, and it just feels like impossible.
This woman's honesty hits hard. The pressure to be independent can feel crushing when the safety nets like benefits and steady income vanish. It's not weakness to want support, it's human. Balancing fulfillment and financial security is tough, and sometimes, craving partnership to share that load makes total sense.